podcast. This is where indie rock meets the NBA's finest. And today's guests, I have Patrick and Jesse, but they go by the group Ill Peach, and they just released a new album, and it's a really fun, poppy, synthy album with a little bit of an edge, and it's really catchy stuff. And I'm excited to have them on because they're also Timberwolves fans. But with everything going on in the NBA, it's a great time to have them on, talk a little bit about the crazy trades that have been going on in offseason, and also recap the playoffs that were for the Timberwolves. So with the NBA offseason, we're going to get into that. I'm not going to talk too much beforehand, so I'll just get right into the interview.
We miss Naz Reid. That's all I got. All I got to say is it's too bad we lost Naz Reid. That's all I have to say. I hope that there's a future where we can all come back together as a family. I think it's really important for who we are as a team. That's what I got to say.
Why don't we start just music? Like to start musically. I'd just love to know what you've been listening to lately.
Boy, right now, Rosalia.
Ooh,
Luck.
Nice.
That's it.
Still hanging on. Yeah, it's a good one, dude.
I mean, I went to that show the other night, and it was just pure cinema. I mean, it was like probably the most moving, emotional show I've ever been to.
Yeah, and I mean that's what it is. It's cinema, dude.
Dude, it is pure cinema. I mean, it's like on every level. Like I don't understand. It's like it really does feel like she's coming from this other place. Like I'm like, you're not human. Like how are you? Like everything about it and about her is just like every second is expressive and dynamic and like feels fresh, and it feels like it's so musical and artistic, and it's just like it ticks every box that I think as humans that we look for in art. When we see a movie or go to a show or go to a museum, it's like she's kind of nailing all of them at the same time, and it's overwhelming. Like the show, like I saw a bunch of friends afterwards, and I saw this guy that I haven't seen in a while, and he's a butch dude, and he was like, man, I cried 5 times. And I was like,
yeah, dude.
Yeah, of course you did. We all did.
It's wild. Has there been anyone else in like kind of music who has brought like such an influence, like even overtly specifically like opera, like an influence of opera to pop music like that before?
Not in my time that I can think
right.
of. That's like a modern artist,
like sometimes I guess like Adele gets like those big booming vocals, but it's not like classical art in that sense. Like Rosalia, you can feel like the classical music come out in a pop centric way.
Yeah, and it's funny because I was sitting there listening to her sing, and I was like, I was kind of getting upset because I'm like, man, people don't talk enough about what an incredible voice she has. Just like her instrument as a voice is like, people talk about Beyonce, people like the voices, people are like, oh yeah, the greatest voice right now is Beyonce. And Rosalie, like if you just listen to her voice, like take the music out of it,
Sure.
like what it does is it's incredible. Like I get why at a young age, I don't know her story entirely, but I know that like she very early on, the first time she kind of like did these like showcases, people were like, oh, she's a star. Like within a second, people were like, oh yeah. Like you could just tell,
Yeah. And I think on that last album, I think people, the first thing they notice is like the crazy production. And it's easy to forget that like, oh yeah, there's killer vocals here too.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good pick. Yeah. I mean, that it's funny because it's like that came out last year, but it's like a forever album. It kind of hangs around.
Yeah. I'm when people ask me that question, it gets worse and worse for me. I think it's one of those things where I have to look at what I'm listening to.
Yeah.
I don't listen to a lot of new music these days. And I think when we were in album mode, I was so just in this other zone. So like referencing things wasn't we were trying to avoid that, you know? So
Yeah.
like but right now, yeah, I mean it's like Rosalia and Show Me the Body.
That's perfect because
It's
that actually kind of leads right into like what I wanted to ask next is like I know you guys are like such a kind of like like pop alternative sound, but like there's has to be such a vast range of influences that go into like the music you guys make. So I'm kind of curious what that kind of range is, and I think you just kind of nailed it right there.
yeah, yeah, I know, right? Two extremes, like could not be
That's
more up.
amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
I think a lot of between the three of us, Jess and Schuey, uh, I should give some context here. We've been friends since middle school, all three of us, and I met Shuey on a snow day in middle school, and we were outside, and I look over this ramp, and there's like a giant snow pile, and I see this kid drawing a giant shoe dash E in the snow, and everyone's going to the bus, leaving, and I see this kid like just delicately like painting this thing in the snow, and I was like, I'm gonna be friends with that kid.
that's
And so
amazing.
his name is Jesse Schuster, but
Uh-huh.
from that day on, we called him Shuey.
Sure.
So when I say Shuey, that's who that is.
That's
Don't
amazing.
get
That's
confused.
such like a great like story to have on hand. Like really speaks loudly to how deep how far back the friendship goes.
Yeah, yeah, for real. And then I think shortly after that, we started our my first band with him. So it does go deep in a friendship way, but also a music way too.
Sure. What was your first band like?
It was called Something with Kites, and all of us were all best friends. The drummer, his name was Jeremy. He was like he was the kid that we looked to for the taste making. Like he brought in all the cool shit. And at that time it was like a lot of Midwest emo. It was I think he was the first one to get his license, and he had this Saab. I think it was a Saab, or it was a Volkswagen. It was a convertible, a cabriolet was the name of the car, and
Amazing.
it was like a weird nerdy convertible. Like
Hmm.
it wasn't sporty at all. And he would gives us he would give us a ride to school, and like that first year he was playing like Flaming Lips, Yoshime, Dismemberment Plan, uh, a lot of Modest Mouse, Death Cab for Cutie, um, the weaker thing, like kind of like
Yeah.
deep kind of Midwest emo, American Football.
Sure.
Uh,
That's a good that's a good collection to have in especially in high school. Like
yeah,
I feel
I know.
like my car I had like the CDs I had in my car were like I had Thrice Artists in the Ambulance.
Wow.
I had God, I'm trying to remember what else. I also had those like, I would like burn those like MP3 CDs that you could
Mhm.
have like 200 songs on it, which was like a lot at the time.
Yeah,
It's wild. But yeah,
yeah.
that's a solid collection of music to have,
I
man.
know, man. He had an older brother that was also best friends with my brother. They had a band
Yeah,
together. But I think a lot of you know how it goes. Like if you have an older brother that's cool, like that's the shit you're gonna be listening to,
that's how
whatever.
I'm the same way. Yeah, my brother showed me a lot of music for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, so that band we named our band after something about airplanes, the Death Cab for Cutie record. And a lot of the music kind of was influenced by that
Love
era of
that.
Death Cab.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess kind of fast forward between then and now, you guys have had your fair share of kind of experience in like the in music and having different projects and like you've worked with other artists too, right?
hmm Yep.
What kind of experience was that like? What like how did you come about like kind of working out more behind the scenes on like other productions?
So, man, this is it. Kind of doesn't really make sense, and I wish there was like a better tee up for this. But I moved to New York after college. I went to school for musical theater. I don't know. I don't know if this might not like provide any context to your question, but I was a theater kid growing up. My entire family was in the business, so I did theater starting at a very young age, like 7. I did that most of my life up until college, and then moved to New York for it, and then got burnt out right away. Um, and I met this guy who owned a recording studio, and he ended up managing Jess and I, because Jess and I we were just like writing songs on the side, and so he managed us, and he didn't have any clients at his studio, so we had the keys, and we were just in there all day every day, and that's where I learned how to produce.
Okay.
And he was managing some other hip hop artists, so I started producing hip hop in the beginning, and then we were doing like pop and hip hop kind of crossover. Um, and from there, I think we like almost had a track on. So our manager somehow had to connect with Jay Z's camp, and it was Watch the Throne era. So we were sending in tracks for Watch the Throne, and then we had a meeting with their team, and then that turned into this other track that got cut, and then it was going to be this Eminem track, and then this Eminem producer sampled our song that we
Mhm.
had for our band at the time, and then we started working with that producer. That producer's name is J.R. Rodham, and he was like a big pop producer at the time, and so that was kind of my entry point into the pop world, and then from that I got this cut on the Weezer album uh, called Pacific Daydream. This was 2016,
Sure.
and it was a demo that I made, um, that he took, pitched it to Rivers, and then Rivers wrote on top of it, um, and then that's what got us out to LA.
Yeah. That's
And
great. That's crazy. I can't imagine like, doing your own thing and kind of writing your own music, but then like hearing how versatile it can be when someone else takes it on.
yeah, I
Is
know.
that like a surreal experience to hear it?
Yeah, oh yeah, big time. Because they kept some of our vocals too.
Sure.
It's like there's like a chant that it's called "Feels Like Summer," and you'll hear a chant in the beginning, and then it happens in the post chorus, and it's my voice. It's like me and my homies.
That's
Uh,
awesome.
yeah, and we were just making tracks in this basement in Brooklyn, and just like sending them to everybody.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, I mean that was kind of the hustle. Is like you just like made tracks and just like sent it out, and
Hmm.
then and then you'd get a call like 6 months later, and someone would be like, "Oh yeah, it's being cut by this person. And it's coming out in like 2 months.
Oh, all right, cool.
Can we get the stems?" Like
Yeah.
always so random.
That's wild. Yeah, I feel like actually we might have been in Brooklyn at the same time because I was there 2017 to 2021.
Okay, I just left. Yeah, I left 2016.
Okay, then we
I was
just
there.
missed each other. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there 2011 to 2016.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, that's awesome, dude. It's really cool to see, yeah, your stuff kind of get out to such not just like different artists, but different genres even.
Yeah,
Um, so kind of fast forward to now, you guys are doing Ill Peach. I'd love to hear you explain to anyone who hasn't heard Ill Peach, like explain what the band is like in basketball terms.
oh my God, that's so hard. I mean, I want to say Like you want players or you want
You could do play style, like whatever you think.
play style? I mean, okay. I mean, we definitely have there's a big three going on for sure that have like three totally different styles, different influences. Um,
Oh, five
totally different.
Celtics.
Maybe you like Ray Allen, Garnett, and Pierce.
I mean, yeah, yeah. And then there's a Rondo around here somewhere, I'm sure.
Rondo. Yeah, I mean, I would say maybe I'm Garnett in that case. Uh, Jess is probably Ray Allen, and then maybe Schuey is Paul Pierce. I mean, I could also say Miami with Braun
Yeah,
and Wade and
the Heatles.
yeah, okay. Man, it's that's a really tough one. Uh, I would
My first thought was like you're running gun offense. I mean, you're pushing the tempo and
yeah.
you're doing fast breaks left and right.
There we go. There we go. Yeah. I think we're fast and loud and we're not there's no we don't really have a slow gear in us at all.
Yeah.
So we're pushing it.
So
Full court
on
press all the time.
yeah, I mean on that note, this album that you guys just released, was there something kind of different from? I know you had one album previously. You've worked in so many different realms. Is there something specific you guys were trying to achieve with this album?
Well, I think that first one was a collage of sound and was sort of like more of a collection of songs. And so we kind of walked away from it being like, okay, like let's try to make something cohesive or let's try to see the through line in it all. And I think it came through lyrically and sort of like conceptually through the story. Um, and sort of like the narrative of through Jess's voice. And so when she found this concept of eavesdropping, that kind of was the thing that the anchor at least that we're like,
Yeah.
all right, cool, we can kind of grab onto that and like let that lead us, you know. And I think sonically, we tried to make it feel like a band album,
Yeah.
whereas I think the first record was like felt more sort of in studio like production forward, and I think this one was like, all right, let's make it like live drums
Yeah.
on everything, um, and a lot of guitar, and let Shuey just cook and kind of just like play in the room, and
Sure.
I'll grab because that's kind of how we work is like he's such a generous uh, outpour of just ideas and just like he's just down for whatever, and I think
Mhm.
I'm a little bit more kind of like mad scientist, and I'm like I can get kind of intense with just like no it has to be this or like oh I hear it a certain way and like we have to try and get there. So
You
he'll
really
just
are KG.
yeah I guess so. Woo. So he'll just play and play and I guess you could say I sort of help curate that, you know?
Sure.
And then when it comes time to like kind of fill in things and like arrange it and like ear candy stuff. That's where I'll do more of the playing.
Yeah.
But I think the anchor of it, or like the meat of it, is going to be kind of his like guitar riffs or like bass riffs or whatever. Um, and then Jess is she's a great point guard. I mean, she really knows what she wants when she gets in the room, and she's a really good director, and she really knows like how she wants it in the end. And she
Great.
really knows with the lyrics and the melody, she knows where she wants it to end up. So she kind of gives me the keys for the sonics, but as far as like building it and structuring it, she's it's very important to her that it's a certain way.
Cool. Yeah.
And I think everyone her and I both have a vision when we walk in the room. And I think Shuey's really there to just like support both the visions
Yeah.
and see how they can come together.
Meld them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and the way you described it makes total sense to me because when I hear the album, it does, it is outwardly like a poppier album, but it does sound like it is a band, and it doesn't sound like it is a produced pop album. It sounds like a band playing pop music, which is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I, I think every day we walked in the room trying to like create a scene from a movie. And so I think, I mean, if you dissect some of the singles, it's like Small Talk and Crash Course Dummy are two different scenes in the movie with probably different characters, but
Yeah,
it's the same movie to me. I hope, because I think Jess's voice kind of like brings it together, and she's trying to tell this story of eavesdropping and just the like sort of like third person storytelling from that
sure.
movie,
That makes total sense. Yeah. Um, awesome. Yeah, I mean, I've listened to the album a few times. I'm, I dig it a lot.
Yeah,
So yeah, excited to hear more. And are you guys like touring or anything?
yeah, we're working on that for the fall.
Cool.
We got some things that we're setting up right now. Yeah,
Uh, you guys grew up in Minnesota then?
all three of us. Yep.
That's it's really amazing, honestly, and rare that you guys kind of just you followed each other everywhere. It seems, right?
Yeah, yeah. We kind of, you know, Shuey stayed in Minneapolis longer
Okay,
and kind of had some cool projects that he was working on there for a while. Came to LA, I think 2016, and then we were in New York for a while, but came here at the same time and just kind of locked in.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, let's talk a little bit about your beloved Timberwolves then.
Okay.
What's growing up? I mean, like you've been a fan since you were a kid.
I They were always like my dad was a big basketball fan and my brother was too. I What's interesting about me is I actually didn't give a shit about sports until like maybe when I was 30 or something.
Yeah.
Like I was like late. It was late.
Okay.
But if you're from Minnesota during that KG era, I mean they were it, that
Sure.
was he was the hometown hero and you couldn't ignore it. So and then like even when Kevin Love was doing his thing, I think I was maybe I was just in college or going to New York at that time, but I sort of lost touch, with Minnesota sports. Um, but yeah, I mean, growing up in it, I mean, it was KG, Anthony Peeler, and yeah, Wally Zerbiak and Marbury.
Yeah.
Like everyone had jerseys, right? Whether you
Sprewell.
watched the games or not. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, that I definitely feel like honestly that like early 2000s, late 90s NBA, like I feel like it was such a peak time where it's like everyone was riding the high off like the Jordan era and like
right.
and it's kind of where we're at right now too, where it's like, all right, we're waiting to see what that next era is going to be like.
I know it's so
Um,
crazy. It's like this last year of basketball might have been my favorite year of basketball.
crazy, absolutely crazy, and it's still crazy. Like the past few days alone have been
My
insane.
God, dude! In this summer, like I remember last summer, I was like, oh, like it all, the Luca AD trade. That
Sure.
was the one where everyone's like, what
Katie
the
went to the Rockets.
right, right. Like there's a couple of them where you're just like, wait, what?
Right.
And then this year, it's like times
Every day.
you're just like, no, none of these make sense.
Yeah.
Like no one expected. I mean, maybe the honest one. I don't know, but I don't know if we're getting into that yet. But
Yeah, before we talk about all the trade stuff going on, let's talk about the Timberwolves playoff run this past year.
yeah,
Um, do you feel like did you think at the time did you think they had the juice to do it?
that first Western Conference Finals. Hmm. No, I mean, no, no. I don't think anyone did. I mean,
You didn't
everyone.
think you could take out the Spurs?
I mean, you talking about that first one? Are you talking about like 3 years ago?
I just mean this run just now,
Oh,
like
this
this
one.
year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Um, I didn't think that we were gonna. I wasn't sure if we were gonna beat Denver. Like I
Yeah.
know that like we're their kryptonite, and I know Jokic and Gobert. Like such a good matchup, and I know
Yeah.
Jokic has a problem with Gobert, but I mean, just with like the injuries and shit, and just like the whole regular season was just it was so inconsistent, you
Sure.
know. So I wasn't sure, and when they beat Denver, and then when they were up against the Spurs, I was like, maybe I think
Yeah.
a 50 chance. But after that first game, I think everyone was kind of like, oh, actually, wait, no, maybe.
Right.
Like
I mean,
that was a crazy game, and it was like Minnesota just at its best, and but not really, you know. And then the Spurs just didn't look great.
right. I mean, going back to the Nuggets series, I mean, if I'm seeing Jokic truly get shut down for maybe the first time in his career, I'm like, okay, maybe there's a little bit of magic in there that, it I always look at like what's like the story of the run. Like no
Yeah.
matter what sport it is, I'm a Cubs fan, so like
Mm,
I think about 2016 and like there was a through story, like if the story makes sense, it feels like it has to happen.
yeah.
And it felt like that was the beginnings to like a story, and like it even goes back to like trading away Cat for like I saw like, oh, Minnesota's gonna go to finals against the Knicks. You got the Cat and you got the Randall thing. Like there's a
Yeah.
story there. That's great.
I was praying for that. I mean, everyone was.
Yeah.
That would have
But
been
Spurs
insane.
had other plans.
Yeah, I know. And they were cooking too. I mean, like they looked scary kind of the whole time
Yeah.
this whole
I mean
year.
the whole the conference finals and the finals itself, like the narrative totally flipped on the Spurs. And at the time you guys were playing them, did you guys feel too that you're like, these guys aren't as lovable as we thought?
Yeah, kind of. I just thought it like wasn't a great matchup.
Yeah.
Like I think what we had against Denver, I'll say, dude, after that Denver win, I kind of, and maybe everyone feels this way, but like Denver's actually not as great as maybe everyone thinks. Like they're not deep.
Yeah.
I know that they had I mean, Aaron Gordon and Watson being out, like
Yeah.
what do you do after that? Like
Sure.
you can't count on Murray and Jokic to just carry the whole thing, you know? And we
Murray has
just
to play like he did in the bubble, like every game.
yeah, like I know he's a great clutch player, but
Right.
like if he's not, then what? You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So there was so many they were so vulnerable in that series. But I think we kind of showed everyone that like we can be young and fast too, you know? So that's why I thought, oh, maybe there's a chance against the Spurs. Like we can match that level of energy and just like fast paced kind of style, you know?
Yeah. But then there was
But
also the Ant injury aspect of it too, where he was
yeah,
hanging on to some stuff.
I know. I mean that probably is what killed us the most because he was
I would think
he
so.
wasn't 100%,
Yeah.
you know? And then I think Dante getting that injury was so sad
Yes.
and like a major loss. But the way Io played in that one game where he went off, like
Boy,
yeah, it's just like we didn't see that again
yeah.
against the Spurs, and I think everyone was counting on that. And then of course Randall.
Hmm.
Like I just think like I think who was it, Randall or Naz? I think it was Naz. He's like, yeah, man, like we're just in a bad mood all the time. Like we're moody, or like he said something
Yeah.
like yeah, we got a bad attitude, and I think that's 100% accurate.
Sure.
Like
It
you
does feel
can't,
like that moment where Nas got elbowed by Wemby was kind of a major turning point for I think both teams,
uh huh,
where like that's kind of where like it felt like there was like the Timberwolves lost control, but that's also when it started like the oh Wemby's not this like nice guy that we thought.
Yeah, it was crazy. His
Yeah,
whole narrative was a crazy turn.
it was.
From that point
I still
on,
love the
so
guy personally, but
I secretly became a little bit of a Wemby hater.
a
Just
lot
because
of people
I
did.
was rooting for the Knicks so hard, and
Sure.
I was like, bro, this guy's a baby. He's a baby, and he's the biggest basketball player in the world. Literally,
I'm a Wemby defender, man.
yeah. Why? Because he's 22 or whatever.
It's just like it's the anomaly of a person.
Yeah.
Like it's the same reason I'm obsessed with Shohei Ohtani and MLB. Like it's just like
Uh,
I've never seen anyone like this in my life. It's
yeah.
so cool.
No, it's very true. I mean, it's you can't help but like you have to watch him and just be like if you're not a basketball fan, you watch him and like Jess doesn't really watch basketball, but
Sure.
he's like, who is that guy?
Yeah. I had a friend who was like she goes like he shouldn't be allowed to play. It's unfair. Like
Yeah,
I kind of get it.
it kind of is. Yeah.
Well, going forward with the team, clearly they've made some moves. How do you feel about the moves they've made?
I'm I'm optimistic. I'm like a half glass full kind of guy anyway, so like I'm like, all right. I don't think I'll start with this. I don't think the team that we had last year in that roster would have been any better this next year. So to me, I'm like, change it up. I think we need that.
Yeah, I agree.
Uh, I think I think getting rid of Randall was probably inevitable and probably was a smart move. I think what we got for him was like puzzling. Like I'm
Yeah.
still just like, what?
I mean,
I
the
don't
Bulls
know.
won that won that trade. We got
Yeah.
Claxton out of it.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. And then the Naz Reid.
That stings.
I love Nas. I think maybe there's a scenario where you give him more minutes and you put him in more of like a starting role and like
Hmm.
maybe he thrives, maybe he is the guy that we all but like there were moments during that season where there was some inconsistencies and I was
Sure.
like I expected more, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I think so the Lonzo thing, it's gonna be it's gonna be some like Harlem Globetrotters kind of stuff, and it's either
Well, I
gonna be
mean, you re-signed AO too.
which I think is great.
You love that dude. So now you have a very crowded guard situation between Lamelo, uh, Anthony Edwards, and AO. So
Yep.
clearly, I mean, historically, the past so many years, the Timberwolves have been, oh, we have big men like that's,
Yeah.
and we have
Yeah.
Ant, we have
Yeah.
Cat, and we have Gobert, and we have Naz Reid, and Julius Randle, and now it's like, yeah, maybe we don't need big men. We got Gobert, that's good enough. Let's
Yeah.
get some guards.
I mean, well, it's funny because during that Spurs series, everyone was saying, "Oh, the Wolves actually win when they play small ball against that team."
Sure,
You know, so like maybe that was the thinking that they're like,
it
okay,
could be.
against OKC and Spurs, like we got to play small ball. Like maybe the big guys we lose against those teams when we play that way. So, but I'm nervous about our defense. I think it got
Yeah,
significantly worse. So I hope that Tim Conley is he's got another move up his sleeve. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for some free agent to come in that's like
yeah,
that power forward that's like a Scotty Barnes or someone that's like still
right.
young, like an OG, which now everyone wants an OG. But like someone big and fast and young who can, you know, or a Lou Dort or something.
Sure. I
But
mean, I also like with the whole trade. I just can't, I still can't believe that you would trade away maybe the biggest like team chemistry player in like NBA history. Like truly, like nobody disliked the dude Naz Reid, but then you traded him for like such a vibes based NBA star in Lamelo Ball. Like he can be obviously very good, but it's like it's almost he to me he comes off almost as like a TikTok basketball player.
Oh my God, you're so right. He's such a goofball.
He is.
And him and Ant together, that's why like it could be atrocious or it could be just
Could be a wild time, yeah, maybe.
it could be so fun. Like and funny. Like it could be it probably is going to be entertaining, but maybe in a bad way at times, but
Sure.
you're right. Like his shot
He
selection
has
like just
very bad shot selection. But
he's like
like when he's good, he's good.
right.
There's no denying
Right.
that. I just hope he can stay healthy too.
Yeah, right. And that's kind of how Ann is too. Like when
Right.
he's good, but like and I guess that's where like the whole double team thing comes into play and maybe why part of why we got Lonzo is to
Yeah.
create more space for Ant. Um yeah, because there's no doubt that like Lonzo's playmaking ability, like his passing is elite, for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
most part. And like, I don't know. Yeah, what
Well,
do you think about all that?
we'll see how he can be in a as a team player because he got drafted by the Hornets where it was essentially his team from the get go.
Yeah,
And now the Hornets are, I would say, better off without him. Now the Hornets are actually kind of a fun team now.
yeah, they're pretty stacked too.
Yeah.
Like they somehow
Um.
found like really good players
Yeah.
outside of Lonzo.
But the question mark now with the Timberwolves is like, I don't know if you saw, but they are a finalist for LeBron.
When did you see that?
So Rich Paul was on a podcast doing he it's kind of hilarious. He did like a web of where LeBron might go, and he pretty much nailed it down to these teams. It's
Right.
Philadelphia,
Yep.
Cleveland, Minnesota, Denver, Miami, Golden State, Boston, New York, San Antonio, and Dallas.
It's a lot of teams.
It is a lot of teams, but clearly that it's very clear that it's like only teams with superstars already on them. So Minnesota is on that list, and they list it out like, well, you guys need a four, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, dude, I would be so surprised if he went there. I would shit my pants if he did because the reason why I got into basketball was because of Bron. Like when he went to the Cavs that second time,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I really started watching basketball, and I fell in love with Bron and like kind of followed him wherever he went. And so when I moved to LA, he moved here like he came to the team like a year after or something or 2 years after, and so yeah, I'm a big Bron fan. So that would be I I don't know how I mean it probably at this point it could work, but
I can't imagine it. Like, it's just like
I can
envisioning him in a Timberwolves jersey just doesn't make sense to me.
no way.
I mean, I don't know why he wouldn't go back to the Cavs.
I mean I think he'll go to the Warriors. That's my
Oh,
bet.
really?
Yeah.
Playing with Steph.
Yeah.
I don't think that team is good. If like even if they get AD too, I know that's been talked about trading for
Yeah.
AD, but
Yeah.
like that team would be great, 10 years ago for sure. Incredible 10 years ago, but like
Fun though?
they're not better than the Spurs, they're not better than the Thunder.
No.
I don't think they're better than Timberwolves.
No. Maybe not. But
So,
man, it would be fun to watch an
I
entire
know.
year of basketball with Curry, Bron, AD, and Draymond.
it would
That's a
it's
that's a movie.
entertainment.
It's just like a movie. It's just like that's
It honestly feels like maybe that's also part of his decision making in this run. It was like it's business decisions. It's not necessarily where he wants to win or because he knows this is entirely like this is probably my last season. Like where am I? What's the good narrative to end my season for my
yeah.
brand?
Which is why I think the Warriors would be
Yeah,
fun. I mean, it's either Cleveland or the Warriors. Going to
maybe
Miami,
Miami, maybe Miami.
maybe then they have a chance. But like Bam, Giannis, and LeBron,
Giannis and LeBron just doesn't make sense together. It can't happen.
no. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be so weird.
It's just all, yeah, it's all. I mean, he was with Luca. Like, he had his.
I know.
I don't think adding LeBron at this point is going to be such a major factor to your team. He's still a very productive player for his age, but
For
it's
sure.
not it's not a turning around your team level of move.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right.
Um, well, with all the other moves going on, the biggest one obviously people are talking about is the Jaylen Brown trade. What do you think about that one?
Uh, I don't really have a horse in that race, like,
Same.
but I think it's one of the that might be the craziest one for so many reasons.
It's
And
not
there's
Luca to me, levels to me, but it's not that far behind.
well, just think like the history of Philly and Boston alone is just like he was
The
like, yeah,
history
I
in the
was
past
programmed.
3 months, they eliminated them up
I
three
know,
one. Like,
right,
how
right.
can you
This
do
year
that?
too. Yeah, I know. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, he was like, I'm programmed to hate that team, hate that city. And then now he's playing for that city. I mean,
It's crazy.
it's wild that they. Well, there's so many things to say. I guess the trade itself, you have like Paul George and Jalen. Like I get
Yeah.
the picks are great, but like Paul George for Jalen Brown, the dude is like 7 years younger, sixth in MVP this last year, Finals MVP a few years ago. Like
So it's safe to say he's a top 10 player.
easily, and like
Yeah.
what he did this last year without Tatum, like
Right.
I don't really get why Boston did it. I love some of these new theories, like the new ownership and the six. What is the private equity firm? It's
Yeah,
six
that's what it is. It's the
Street.
it's the private equity angle of it all.
Yeah, I mean, also crazy that firm has 10% ownership in the Spurs.
It all seems, and I get this feeling more and more lately that the NBA does start to feel a little like shadier every day.
Yeah,
Not
right.
just, there's this situation really adds to it. The whole Kawhi Leonard, like, Clippers, and then being traded to the Raptors, who are the team that filed the complaint about his behavior in the first place because of his uncle trying to negotiate like part ownership into teams in Toronto while he was a player. It's all weird, and it's starting to feel shadier every day.
It's
Pablo
so.
Torres really gets it.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's so wild.
So I don't know, like the private equity stuff, like when I hear it laid out, it makes sense, and it's
Yeah,
ugly because what I what I hear is the same thing I hate about other parts of the world, the country, really,
yeah,
in private equity ruining everything.
right, right. I mean, and then there's also like, I know a lot of it was, you know, rumors and like the news getting out that they were going to trade him, and how that made Jalen
Sure.
feel, how that kind of like soured the whole thing, and maybe that's what kind of made pushed it to finally happen. And I think a lot of that is like the sort of, yeah, like social media culture and like what it
Yeah.
can do to just how word can get out in a second and spread, whether it's true or
Yeah.
not. Like,
And how, yeah, your
it's
image can
crazy, like
really
how,
shift.
yeah, just like trade rumors can play such a big role in like politics and decision making when it comes to like trades and actually,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Because I'll admit it's kind of a I guess PR tactic that kind of worked on me, that because I was like, man, yeah, Jalen Brown, like all this like streaming and stuff, like it's kind of a distraction. And but
Mm,
the more I'm like actually like watching or reading stuff, I'm like, I don't know, he's just kind of actually a smart dude. The more I like read into him, and like
yeah,
he is actually like he went to UC Berkeley, and like he is like actually has like music theory shit in his background, and
Yeah,
there's like a thing that there was a program at NASA that he almost attended, and
crazy.
he's really smart.
Yeah,
And
he did that lecture at that university.
yeah,
There's that
he's
video.
a smart dude, and I think that comes across in his platform as almost like conspiracy theorist because that's what social media does.
Mm, yeah.
But I don't know. I think in the end, great for the Sixers.
I mean,
Amazing.
yeah. Boston definitely got the L, but like the Sixers are gonna be they're gonna be super fun. I was already stoked on Maxi
Yes.
and Edgecombe. Like I
That
love.
that is my concern there is maybe you're stunting Edgecombe a little bit, and especially after they signed Anthony Simons too.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but who knows? I mean, Jalen Brown is you can't pass that up.
yeah. I think he's a team player. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a good. I think he's the kind of guy that's like, whatever you need me to do, like I'm here to help
Yeah,
team win. Not a
for sure.
selfish player, you know. So
And it feels very unlike Brad and Stevens. So
yeah, I mean, everyone's like, there's no way he's making the calls over there.
I
You
know
know,
he like deleted his Instagram account. It feels
really?
very like he's I can't entirely blame him for this. It doesn't feel like it was him that
No,
did
I
this.
mean, he had an incredible reputation for
Yeah.
building a team. You know, as a coach and then like a GM or whatever.
Um. So yeah, crazy man. Um. We'll see how this. I'm sure it's not over. I'm sure there's gonna be more
Yeah,
and more deals that happen, but it's been a
yeah,
wild off season so far.
yeah. What are you most excited about, or like what's the craziest thing that you've seen this
I
offseason?
mean, I've been shielding myself from rooting for the Bulls for the past five
Okay,
plus years,
yeah,
but I have a semblance of excitement for this team this year because Caleb Wilson seems awesome,
mm,
and they signed Norm Powell, which is a good move, and
huge,
I
huge.
think there's a lot. They're going to be at the very least they'll be a fun team to watch, even if they end up being the 7th seed like they normally do.
Mm,
Um, and hopefully they can grow a bit, and Bazelis can grow, and Caleb Wilson maybe he's a superstar. Um,
you like
yeah, I'm
Giddy?
excited. I wouldn't be upset if he was gone, but I think he's fine for the team.
Really?
I would if I had the opportunity, I would flip him for someone else for sure.
Ah, why?
I don't know. I don't trust his efficiency.
Mm,
He turns over the ball a lot,
mm.
and I just feel like he doesn't fit right for the team, especially now the way they're moving with Caleb Wilson. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but
What do you think that team needs?
3-point shooting, that's what everyone needs.
Yeah, right,
There's no one on the team that's a reliable shot. I mean, um, Norm Powell can hit him now, which is
right.
nice, but
Yeah.
Giddy's pretty, he'll either shoot, 9 in a game or he'll be like 1 for 10.
Mm,
So we'll see. It'll be fun to watch, that's for sure.
yeah. Yeah, man. It's I would love to see the Bulls come back and
The world needs the Bulls to be good again.
yeah, dude. I want those like the vintage franchises
Yes.
to come. I mean, like now that the Knicks are what they are, like
Yeah.
it'd be sick if like the Lakers, the Knicks, and the Bulls
Hmm.
all got really good.
And we need the East to be a threat again.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So, all right. Well, the last thing I like to do we play a couple different games here, but this one I wanted to do musician matchup, which is
Mm,
we have a couple players, and I'd like to hear you give a comp on what musical comp is this player.
yeah.
So
Okay.
based on it could be vibes, it could be play style, career arc, whatever.
Yeah.
And we'll compare our answers. I came up with some too.
Okay. Cool.
So we'll start with Wally Zerbiak.
Yeah. Okay. I did. I chatted with Schuey on this, so I'm gonna give some of his answers too.
Great.
I thought I said Third Eye Blind for Wally Lubiak.
Nice.
Like very like 90s clean. Like if you need the radio hit single, go to them. Um, yeah, I think Shuey had yeah for Wally. I don't know if he had anyone for Wally, but Third Eye Blind would be the one for me.
I get it, dude. You know what? That self-titled album's amazing.
Yeah, dude.
Uh, it's actually pretty stacked from front to back, and I feel like if we're looking at the career of Third Eye Blind, I'll buy that with Wally. He had an all-star season early in his career.
Yeah, nice hair, just clean, like you know.
Definitely, I like that. I went with so I looked into specifically the way he was a teammate with KG,
Mm,
which he seemed to be a good teammate, but it doesn't seem like he and KG always got along.
yeah.
So I went with Chris Walla, uh, be,
Oh,
because
yeah.
KG is definitely Ben Gibbard in the
Wow,
in this connection.
that's so specific. Okay, cool.
So I
Yeah.
feel like maybe a lot of like underscored factor in that team. Maybe people don't realize how much influence he had on the team, but definitely had a complicated relationship with the teammate.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good one. Man, that's so specific. I love
I've
that.
been doing this a while, man. I know
Yeah,
the routes to
yeah.
go.
Yeah, that's cool.
But let's go to his teammate. Let's go to KG.
This is a good one. There's so many, but okay, I have a bit of a controversial one. Uh in his prime, Kanye West.
I okay.
Not Ye, Kanye West.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Uh the way just like KG's the greatest shit talker. He's feared. Like everyone, if you ask any basketball player during that time, like who is the scariest, people are like KG.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was the scariest dude to play against, and
He
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 would
played mind games.
mind games and just like unhinged, just like
Yeah,
did not give a fuck, and and just like took over, but
yeah.
also like made people around him better because he
True.
was that way, you know.
Very true.
And I think during Kanye's prime, I think that's what he was. He just like everything he ever made, he wanted it to be the greatest creation ever. And I think
Absolutely.
then the people he brought in, people were like, "Oh, okay, like me too. Yeah, no, I want that too." And everyone was scared of Kanye. And same thing, just like
Yeah.
unhinged,
And you
always
know
talking
what?
shit, just like said crazy things.
KG2 these days will sometimes say stuff. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
I
What
know,
are you
I know,
saying?
I know, man.
That's
That's
a
my
good comparison, though. I mean,
that one was the obvious one. I was like,
yeah,
oh, well, it's got to be Kanye.
I think mine's is similar-ish. I went with Trent Reznor. Um,
Oh, crazy.
pure intensity,
Yeah,
like,
right,
and
right.
not just from like the play style and the sound, but like also as a personality, and like tying it to like that '90s era too.
Yeah, right,
Um,
right.
he just has a Trent Reznor vibe to me. Like when I hear Nine Inch Nails, I I think of KG playing. Like that's what it sounds like.
Wow. That's a good one.
Sure, yeah, that's where I went with that one. But
Yeah.
then we go a little more modern. Let's go Kevin Love.
Uh, so Shuey had John Mayer when he went to Grateful Dead.
See, okay, I can actually see the logic in that one because
Yeah.
that's actually Cavs era Kevin Love,
Okay. I see
right?
that. That makes
He
sense.
changed
Yeah.
his game a little bit.
Right, right. Yeah. I thought I don't know if I had a good answer for this, but I thought of the funny one was Boney Bear,
Okay.
Vernon.
I actually I'm really close to that answer too. What is the
Really?
reason for that one?
Um, I thought he was just like he was really um, unexpected and like under like he was kind of the underdog when he was going off,
Right.
and like the fact that he was like putting up like was it like 26 and 14 a
I
night,
mean, he was getting 20 nights like on a regular
dude,
basis.
like he was scoring the most out of it. Like, did he
Yeah.
win the scoring title one year?
I don't know.
I think he either did or he was close to it, but then he was like putting up crazy rebounds too.
Yeah, he did not, but he was close to it for sure.
Okay. Um, and just
Yeah,
like
he
I don't know, like the vibe he gives off. He's like
yeah,
he's kind of sad boy, but emotional,
yeah.
and but he's crazy good, and everyone kind of respected him for that.
I
You
mean,
know,
I think both people are advocates for mental health in kind of their public state. So
totally,
that is a good one.
totally.
Also, just musical things aside, like Kevin Love is also related to a Beach Boy, so that is cool too.
Woo! That's right. That's right.
Um, but my similar pick was I picked Aaron Desner because
Oh, okay.
it feels like, when he went to 2016 Cavs, like that was him, like, oh, he's producing for Taylor Swift now, and he had to change his
Uh,
role a little bit,
yeah.
but those early national albums really were understated and so strong.
Wow, that's a good one. I like having the Cavs tied in there a little bit.
That's all I could think of, is because like he was so dominant on the Timberwolves, and then when he left, it's like people forget he is an entirely different player second half of his career.
Right, right.
So it's interesting.
That's a crazy big three though with the
Yeah,
Cavs.
definitely.
Kyrie, Bron, and Kevin Love.
They won. Yeah, I mean that's a good team.
Yeah.
Lastly, let's do Ant Edwards.
This one, I was trying to think of someone from Atlanta that would like make sense, but Tyler the Creator,
Sure. The personality.
personality for sure.
Yeah.
Just like, but yeah, I think just also kind of unhinged, but goofball energy, and just like doesn't like is never serious at the end of a loss. You know, like he's never that bummed out in the locker room. Like he's got a joke in there. He's got a
Yeah.
smile. He's like, no, I'm not worried. It's fine. You know. And Tyler kind of has that same spirit. You know,
Right.
just like all like he takes the music so serious, but outside of that, he's just like always goofing.
Yeah.
He's always
He'll
just like,
he'll
oh
say
man,
things.
he'll say things. Yeah. Um,
That's
and
good
also just like dominant the way that they're both
for
dominant
sure.
in their rightful way. You know.
Definitely. Yeah, I agree with that one. And I feel like mine was like a similar um kind of, I think yours kind of nailed it a little better, but I went with Mike Patton
Who's Mike Patton?
from Faith No More, and he's in a
Oh shit. Okay.
million bands.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Um
Yes.
but he is like no filter. Like I think maybe he's too intense
Yeah.
versus like the funny ratio. Mike Patton is unintentionally funny, I think.
Yeah.
Um but kind of an intimidating genius inside of there.
Uh. Uh huh.
But I think you definitely hit it better with Tyler the Creator, though, for sure.
Yeah. That's yeah. That's
Um,
a fun game, man.
it is.
I don't often think in music and basketball like that.
Right. It's fun to kind of think through players or bands in different lens like that.
Yeah.
Um, but that's all I got, man. I appreciate you joining.
Yeah, dude, this is great. This is fun.
Yeah,
I
this
was
was a
really excited
blast.
about this one because I've
Well,
been I've been dying to like do both. You know, like music is such a big part of my life, but basketball is just as much, and like to hit both in one setting is sick.
love it. It's what it's all about, man. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much to Pat for joining and for the brief cameo from Schuey. Make sure you check out that album from Ill Peach. It is out now. It is streaming everywhere. But yeah, I want to take this time to thank our Patreon supporters. If you want to help support indie basketball, we're at patreon.com/indiebasketball. We're getting a new half-court session dropping next week. Keep an eye out for that. But on Patreon, you get exclusive access to that third exclusive song for half-court sessions for all of the ones we've done. And yeah, you get that whole backlog. You get a monthly playlist, which that new playlist just dropped as well. There's a lot of perks, and we would love your support because that means I can keep making those half-court sessions. But if you're already supporting, thank you so much. Otherwise, make sure you follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, at Indie Basketball, and join our Discord, join the conversation. We're a fun group over there. Discord is honestly part of my favorite part of doing indie basketball. It's a good group of people over there. So that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.